Good morning. Well, here we are again. This is going to be kind of a short video today because I have a doctor's appointment in a little while. Apparently when they took my blood the other week, the doctor wants to talk about something that showed up in the blood work. So my guess is either one, high cholesterol, or number two, high in glucose or sugar. So whatever they tell me today, I will deal with one of those two things. And if they put me on a special diet or whatever, I will welcome that because I know myself and I need to be kept accountable. And the only way to do that is for me to have something like a piece of paper or a plan or something that says, here, you eat this. Don't eat anything else but these things. That kind of diet works for me, which is why I've done well with some diets in the past. But to be honest, I haven't been so good lately. It's been Halloween. I mean, I'm going to make excuses just like everybody else in the world does. It's been Halloween. The holidays are coming up. I was on vacation, and so I just couldn't eat right. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, those are just excuses. They're not reasons. Reasons you can't eat right are, well, let's see. What would be a reason you can't eat right? Well, yeah, there isn't any. You can eat right every single day, every single meal. You just have to decide to do that. And it's just easier not to decide. It's just easier to go, well, I really want, and then we get what we want, and then we end up where we are. To that end, I'm going to go to the doctor, figure out what's going on in my blood, and then I will take her advice as to how to correct that problem. Should be pretty easy. That's my phone alerting me that you have a doctor's appointment in a little while. Yes, I know that. Anyhow, I'm going to show you something new today. I get really excited. Occasionally, I go through my makeup drawer and I purge. That means I throw things away that are expired, and that includes eyeshadow. Now, I've heard different estimates about when you should throw away eyeshadow. Some say 3 months, some say 6 months, but nobody goes over 6 months. And I think that's a good rule to follow because if you think about where you're putting eyeshadow, you're right in your eye all the time. And if you never throw it away or whatever, you're just kind of opening yourself up to some eye issues, which, like a sty or pink eye or something, and that's just not cute. So just go ahead and throw it away. And occasionally I will take, when I know an eyeshadow is, okay, so this is where I show you how weird I am. On my eyeshadows, and I forgot to do it on the last one, but on this one that I just bought today, I put the date of when I bought it. That way I can kind of keep track of when it's going to expire. I know, it's kooky, it's weird, but it helps me be accountable. That's the word for the day. Accountability. Anyhow, so I did some purging, and so I bought a new eyeshadow yesterday, and I really love new colors and trying new things. And I'm going to do something that I typically don't do when I buy a new eyeshadow, but I'm going to do it today just for the heck of it. All right. This morning I've gotten up, I got showered, I have my hair in a hairband just so it's out of my face. I did my moisturizer already. I decided not to do a deep puff today. I felt like my eyes were okay, so I didn't feel like I needed that. And now we're just going to get right into it with my concealer. So here's my True Match in the Fairly Light. Ooh, there it is. And I'm going to go right under here. Oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to put my primer on, so let's do that first. So I'm just going to go ahead and go like, whoop. And let's pretend I didn't put that on there. I don't think it'll make that big a difference because it was just that one spot. So we're going to put my primer on first. And I'm going to tell you that I ordered this morning a new product that I'm going to try in lieu of my trusty Oil of Olay moisturizer. And when I get it in, I'll talk to you about it and tell you, what it is and how it works and all that stuff. I'm just going to try it because I've heard a lot of good things about it. And some negative things. Some people say, oh, I didn't see any difference. And some people say, oh, I saw a big difference. And for me, I'm just going to wait and see how it works for me. And that's all you can do. You can try something and see how it works for you. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, then don't use it. You don't have to be all like, oh, they promised this and blah, blah, blah. No, you can just relax a little bit. Oh my goodness. So this is kind of going over what I just did, but oh well. And also, I was watching, I'm going to put a little bit up here today just for giggles. I was watching a video of a person putting on makeup, and she was doing a particular line of makeup, a particular company of makeup. And I won't say the name of it because I don't know anything about them other than what she said on her video, which was that their makeup was wax based. So I don't know what that means. I don't know how that would make a difference or if it would make a difference or whatever. But the reason I was watching her video is she was showing a technique for eyebrows. And I'm going to show you that technique tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today because I'm actually going out in public and I'm not sure how it's going to work out. So we're just going to wait and see. We're just going to wait and see till tomorrow. But it was interesting to look at, that's for sure. All right, let's see. Which one is this one? I don't have my glasses on, so I'm having trouble seeing. Also, I fiddled with the light in here a little bit because I felt like you weren't seeing my face in all of its spotty glory. And so, I like to keep things real. Now I'm going to go right back over where I just did and do this. And this goes down the bridge of my wide nose, which I don't mind. Remember, I talked about that before. Sometimes you just have to embrace what's given to you and just know that it's what makes you you. I don't know. And then I'll take my dark one and I'll go like this down the side of my nose. And this primer really helps it to go in well. I'll put some dark over here on my scars. You know, if you don't know the story behind my scars, you probably should go watch my other videos because I don't want to talk about them again. And just kind of check it out. I need to pause because I forgot to get a sponge. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so I got my handy dandy little sponge, one of the ones that I cut up in the other video, and I wet it already so that I can blend into this concealer. So we're just going to do that. I'm just going to go here and just blend it. Blend my little sunspot over there. Poor little thing. I have an appointment, or no, I don't have an appointment. I'm making an appointment to go see the dermatologist. I have a couple of spots that I'm kind of curious about, and I'm going to have them take care of this cyst over here, and I'm going to talk about this sunspot and maybe see if I can do something about some of the other spots that I'm having over there. It's mostly on this side, and I know it's from driving the car and the sun just coming in. Even though I wear sun protection, you know, it's just a never-ending battle with the sun, especially if you live in a sunny climate like I do, like it's Florida. So we live in a sunny climate. I'm just patting this in. I'm going to look in my big mirror for just a second. There we go. Now I can really see. And I've got that nice and blended in. I think we're good. So that's that. And at any rate, I'm going to make an appointment with a dermatologist, but not before I make it. I've made a promise to myself. This is how I keep myself accountable. I make promises to myself, but it comes with conditions. So I can't go to the dermatologist until I've had my colonoscopy done, or until I've made the appointment for it. Let's put it that way, because it's not going to be immediate. It's going to take a few days for them to, schedule it and yada yada. But I have to call. I haven't made the call yet. I'm being such a chicken about it. Just because I have such bad memories from the first one I had, where, it was back in the old days and they didn't put me all the way out. They just kind of put me in, quote, a light anesthesia. It was horrible. So I still have a little bit of trauma from that, and I still struggle with, that idea. But I'm just going to do it. So I have to make the call to the colonoscopy doctor first, and then I'll make the appointment with the dermatologist. I promise you I'll get into the dermatologist faster. All right, so that was my True Match, the Soft Honey. I changed colors because I felt like I needed to put a little bit more color on my face. I was looking a little pale, a little washed out, and when you have white hair or blonde hair and you're getting older, you have a tendency to look washed out. So it's okay to go like maybe half a shade or a shade darker. You can always mix them like I did that other blush the other day. But if you've been wearing the same colors your whole entire life, I promise it does not match you. So you need to evaluate and reevaluate with every season, because in the summer your skin is probably going to be darker because of the sun. In the winter it's going to be lighter because you're not outside so much. Just saying. So reevaluate. All right, this is the Kaleidoscope skin blush that I like that color so much. It just really, I don't know, this color just makes me feel like it's there, but it's not too much. You know, you'll see some women that have blush on that is like, you know, and you know, if that's the look you're going for. I mean, I tend to be a little bit more natural, although the colors that I'm using on my eyes today are not a natural palette. That's for dang sure. All right, so there's my blush. I'm going to do my eyes now. And this is the, I have to put on my glasses because I forgot to write it down. This is L'Oreal Paris. I don't know if that makes a difference. Color Reach Pocket Palette, number 116, Haute Hazel. Ooh, look at those colors. Pretty, pretty. And I'm going to put it on exactly the way they say. And yeah, I'm actually going to use their little thingamabob that they put in there to show you again that you can use those, but you have to blend them. So here's the colors. Very pretty. Kind of dramatic. A little shimmery. I'm good with that. And the way they have them numbered, this is number 1. This is the base color, they're calling it. This is number 2. This is for the lid, which I think is funny because they put on the back how to put it on your lid. And to me, this is your eyelid. You know, that part right there is your eyelid. To them, it's something different. So we're gonna go with it. Number 3 is this one, this kind of gray color. That is what they call the highlight color. Could be nice. And then this one they're calling the liner color. And that one they're going to put right along the lash line. So it says for number 1, the base color, to put it right here. And that's all. Now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it all the way up just because I like for this part of my eye to have color too. And I'm going to block all of this color on first. And then we're going to blend. If you're not blending, oh my goodness. How many times do I have to say this? If you're not blending your eyeshadow, you look weird. So just know that. If you want to look weird, if that's the look you're going for. All right, so they say to put it right here. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Blocky in. That's why you shouldn't use these for just like put it on and leave it on. You need to blend it. All right, so now it says this color is the lid color. And what they're calling the lid, if you look on their picture, see where that number 2 is? Over there and over there. Okay, so we're going to do exactly what they say. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, so they want you to come on your lid right here. Right here. Look at that color. Ooh-wee. And over here. And does it go in the... Yeah, it kind of goes in the crease a little bit too. So it's kind of connecting those two. Let's say that. That makes sense to me. I'll do like that. Now I see where that number 3 is going to go, right? Just like I did the other color the other day. We're going right here. We're making a bridge. We're building a bridge. And we'll put it right in here. And I'm going to try to make that highlight spot about the same size. And I'm actually going to go a little bit like this just to straighten it out a little bit. Alright, this is hard to do in the computer because, well, you know, I can't see. We're going like that. Alright. Then they say this number 3 color should go in the highlighted area. Now the only thing they have left is this pointy, you know, I've used 2 sides, so now what? I have 4 colors to put on. So I'm going to use the side of one of these and then I'm going to use the tip for the eyeliner thing. So this gray color, there they say put that right there, which I'm doing. This looks insane on the computer because it's just blocked. It's not blended. There's nothing good happening with this eyeshadow. I'll tell you that. Except for the colors. I like the colors. Let me go in my close-in. Excuse me. I don't like when I have to do this because you just see the side of my face and it looks weird. And it's kind of rude to me where I'm like turning my attention away from you. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to have this dark color and they want you to put it right along the lash line. So we're going to do that. And I'm just putting it on like this. Oop, okay, like this. And I'm going to have to go close in for this one. I apologize again. Okay, and that's a really dark color, which will line my lashes, which I'm not hating that. But I find that it's harder to control. If I was doing this again, or if I do this again, and I was using these spongy things, which probably wouldn't happen, I would wet it first, just to make it a little bit more easily controllable. But it doesn't matter because this is powder anyway, and I'm going to blend the you-know-what out of it. Alright, so I have that on along my lash line. So this is the crazy colors that I have on my eyes right now. Let me close my eyes so you can see. And so that is how it looks just blocked on, which looks insane. It is what it is. So now we're going to take my blending brush and we're going to blend the you-know-what out of this because it really needs it. I mean, we're just going to, and remember the rule is blend, blend, blend until you think you blended enough, and then blend some more. And what I'm going to do first, I'm blending just this top part just to kind of get it less blocky before I put it into the deep rich colors, because I don't want that deep rich color up on my eyelid. I think I might. This is going to be a little bit more dramatic look than a natural everyday look, but hey, I like it. I like to try new eyeshadows, and I just like to try new things. Let's just face it. I like to be, you know, if you, like I said, if you've used the same makeup for 30 years or whatever, and you haven't changed anything at all, then you're out of date, number one. And number two, you've just given up. So don't give up. All right, now we're going to blend. I really don't like the way that blended up top, but we'll fix it. We're just going to continue. Oh, look how pretty that's blending though. That's nice. I like that. And I feel like once I get my powder on top, because you know after I do eyeshadow, I always do a powder. And I think that's going to help it blend out as well. I'm kind of going on the side over here. That's okay. I still don't like the way that color up top blended, especially over here. But I'm going to fix that probably by using one of my brushes because it just did not go well with that sponge thing. And that's what you have to learn. You have to learn that those spongy things are kind of okay, but you still have to blend, and it's still going to be a little bit, see how right here there's a light spot, and right there And the same is true over here. So I'm going to fix that with one of my brushes because I just can't have that. I can't have that going on my face. It looks crazy. I look insane. There's nothing good about that. So we're just going to fix that with my brush. Just put some there. And see, even just using my brush just a little tiny bit, it just works better. Look how much better that is already. Let's try it over here. And I'm also, you know, like looking at where I'm applying this because it looks kind of, all right. All right, so let's blend that in too. Because, you know, just because I blocked it on there doesn't mean I'm not going to blend it. Yes, we are going to blend. Blending, blending, blending. Just keep on blending. I'm really super hyper today. I think it's mostly nerves because I have to go see the doctor and she's going to tell me something I don't want to hear. Like that I'm not practically perfect in every way. You know, it's the old Mary Poppins paradox. Although I think I'm pretty perfect in every way. We'll just see. My blood needs some work. That's okay. So that's okay. Tomorrow or the next day or the next time that I put this makeup on, I will definitely use my brushes because it works better. I don't like the way this... Oh, that's okay. Okay. I see what's going on. So what's happened up here is I haven't used my little flawless finish or whatever that gold thing is to take care of some eyebrow hairs. So what's going on right here is the color is grabbing those hairs. So we're going to fix that with some brow action. But I'm going to show you something that I had to do this weekend because I forgot my brow powder. So I forgot my brow powder this weekend at the hotel. I was not well prepared. Actually, I need to put the other powder on first before I do this. And I wasn't prepared. I didn't pack well. And so what happened was I didn't have my brow powder. And I wasn't even using a brown palette. I was using a colored palette. So I couldn't use I couldn't have like green eyebrows. I mean, I suppose I could, but that was not my thing that day. So I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have any way to put brows on. Well, you know, my brows are just, this is how I would look. It looks kind of naked. So I thought, you know what? I have that eyeliner that I really like, and it has a little brush on the end. So I'm going to use that and see how I do. And it turns out it worked out really well because just like it stays on your lashes well, excuse me, as your eyeliner, it stayed in my eyebrows really well too. So I like that. So I'm going to show you how I did that real quick. This is that Aurora, I always do it backwards, Aurora Espresso. And it's a little darker than what I would like on my eyebrows, but I'm going to go like super easy, and I'm just going to do like, ooh, just a little bit here and just a little bit here. And it'll look at least like I have eyebrows. They're not going to be like I normally wear, but that's okay. You don't have to look the same every day. You can look different. So I'm going to shake that down, and I'm going to do my eyebrows. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to use like a little boop, boop, boop. And I'm actually just kind of coloring the hair. So I have to do it in my close-up. Actually, I'm going to look right here. This is where I want the top to be. So I'm just going to do like a little, you know, kind of like an outline of where I want my eyebrows to be. And let's see, we're going to go over here because that's where my eyebrows actually start. And then I'm going to do the other side the same way. Now, tomorrow when I show you the technique that I saw on one of the videos, you're going to be like, that's really different because that's what I saw too. And I was like, I'm not sure that's for me, but, you know, you should try things. Just try new things. It won't hurt you. Wow, I have a really super gray hair up in my eyebrows right now. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to just use my finger and smudge it a little. Oh, that actually worked pretty well. So while this is still wet, I can smudge it a little. And the way the lighting is like super bright on my face, I'm really having a hard time seeing. But we'll just give it our good old college try. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm just essentially painting these eyebrow hairs, which is alright. Makes me feel like Bob Ross. We're going to put some happy little brows on today. I love Bob Ross. I liked him when he was on and alive, and now I just like the fact that his legacy has lived on. So, Bob Ross. Let's see how we're doing. I'm kind of thinking maybe I better go get that brow powder, because this is looking a little bit like not how I want to look. Okay, so from afar, it looks pretty okay. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. So there we have that. And now I'm just going to line my lower lashes, or my, put my eyeliner on. And I'm just holding my eyelid. I'm not pulling it. Mostly to steady the brush. As I use my hand as like an easel. And I have to say, those bluer hazel colors really blend it out really nice. I'm kind of not a fan of that base color. It's a little too shimmery for me. And it looks a little funny. It looks a little orangey. So I'm not a fan of that color. So that's what you get. Sometimes when you buy a palette, you know this, you'll use some colors, and you won't use some colors. And that's okay. So I think that orangey base color, I'm not going to use. And I'm okay. I don't feel bad about that. So there we have lined eyes now. And the last thing I want to do on my eyes is to put on my mascara. So we'll do that really quick. And again, I hate doing this. Maybe I could do it like this so you're not like looking like at the side of my face. I don't know. I got to figure this out. Because these videos, some people are watching these videos and a lot of people aren't. But either way, I just think this is rude that I'm not like looking at you while speaking to you. Oh, today's Tuesday. Today's election day. If you haven't already voted, please go out and vote. It's your civic duty. And I said duty. Some people go, oh, it's a right. It's a privilege. No, it's actually a duty. Go do it. I voted in every election since I was 18 because it is my civic duty. And how are you going to change things if you don't go vote? I don't understand people that don't vote. Some people are like, oh, I'm afraid to vote. Okay. So when my daughter went to vote, bless her heart, she has been taught that it's her civic duty to go vote. And she's kind of shy and a little bit introverted like her mother. And so when we went to the polling place, it was a very hot day, and so she was wearing shorts. And my daughter has several tattoos on her lower leg. I think she has, let's see, she has 1, 2, 3, she maybe has 5. And one of them is rather large. And so, she has tattoos. And so she went in to vote, and bless her heart, she's a little self-conscious, which I think is funny because she has these tattoos, but she's self-conscious. And when we came out, she was like, Mom, those people did not want me to vote. And I go, what do you mean? And she says, well, look at me. She goes, I'm young. I'm 25. I'm tattooed. And she goes, and they probably think I'm like super liberal or something like that. And, don't know what I'm voting for and just voting because my mom told me to or whatever. And she goes, so they didn't want me to vote. And I said, well, it's true. Most of the poll workers are older people because they're retired and they have the time to volunteer to do those things. And I said, but you know what? They're happy to see you there because they want as many voters as possible. I said, people that volunteer, they know how important voting is. So don't think that they don't want you to vote. They absolutely want you to vote. And even if you don't agree with the way they vote or whatever, they're happy to see you there. And she was like, I don't think they were happy, Mom. And I just thought that was kind of funny because she was intimidated. And I was like, you know what? That's how a lot of people feel, I think, when they go to the polls and they see who's running the polls. They're like intimidated by these people. And that's a shame. It shouldn't be that way because you're doing your civic duty and you're doing a good thing for your country. And they were very friendly and very nice, and they weren't going, here's your ballot, you stupid millennial. They weren't doing any of that. There wasn't anything negative happening. It's just her perception of how the older generation views the younger generation. Which, listen, folks, there's nothing wrong with the younger generation. There really isn't. they have been dealt different cards than you were. My generation was the Gen X, which I'm not really sure what that means, but I think it was more like we were just more interested in earning a lot of money and being, like yuppies or whatever. And there was nothing wrong with that at that time. And the older generation, they had to build our country after World War II. And so they had a lot of hard work, and they did a lot of good things for this country. And so I feel like, they had like personal ownership of it. My dog Lucy is growling at. Now what are you growling for, Lucy? She's growling at my little pug who walked in the room. Oh my goodness, he might get some of my attention. But, the older generation has ownership of the country because they kind of had to build it after World War II. Oh, okay. And, and then I feel like some of them think that since then, the things that they worked so hard for have just gone astray. Which is not necessarily true in my opinion. What my opinion is that things changed. And so my generation had an infinite more set of opportunities than my mother's generation. My mom was born in 46, so she was kind of part of that older generation. She's part of the older generation now. And so I had so many more opportunities than she did. And my own kids, Bumster is being sassy this morning. Come here. My own kids have, I think they have even more opportunities. But because we had more, we gave more, and so we've spoiled them a little bit. So they're spoiled, but I think that they will mature out of it. And as my kids get older, I give them less and less because they need to be grown people and take care of themselves. And eventually they'll have to take care of me. Come here. I don't know why. Look at this sassy boy. He's just being sassy this morning. So there's my little rant about voting. Go vote. It's your civic duty. And remember the 3 areas that you need to take care of every single day. Spirit, body, mind. My body thing today was resting. Typically I get up at 4:45 to go running. Today I slept until 7:30. So for me that was late. My spirit, did a lot of praying this morning. Some things going on in my life that needed some attention. So I took care of that. And my brain, I will take care of later. I have some writing to do. I'm really excited about something that I'm writing right now. So I have some writing to do, and that will fuel my brain. Have a wonderful day, spirit, body, mind. Have a good day. I'll let you know what the doctor says. Bum, bum, bum.